So, Duff, you were once in a plane that was hijacked by a terrorist. Tell us more about that story.
Looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
Well, you're a smart boy, Oren.
This was on Reeling in the Years. What year was it?
1980/81.
1981. So if you've seen Reeling in the Years 1981, or if you're around at the time, you would have heard of this story. But Duff was in a plane that was hijacked by a terrorist.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Yeah, well, it was my mother who's the hero in this.
Yes.
And I was thinking she had always, it might have been slightly whimsical back in the day because my parents wouldn't really speak about it, but the actual facts of it were there was a crazy man on a flight from Dublin back to London, and the plane was hijacked. And it was hijacked to France. He wanted to bring it to Iran because what he wanted, as again, funny as it sounds, but it wasn't funny at all, he wanted the third secret of Fatima. From 1900 and something, three Spanish girls they were on a hilltop, and the Virgin Mary told them 3 secrets. And it went straight to the Vatican, and 2 of the secrets actually came true, and the Vatican did not let out the 3rd secret. And a priest who was of Irish origin, who lived in Australia, type of a loner, he took it upon himself to find out the 3rd secret of Fatima. And his plan was to get this, bring international attention to it, and he hijacked the plane, yeah.
It was an Irishman.
Yeah.
It was an Irishman that hijacked the plane to bring it to Iran, looking for Fatima's 3rd secret.
So my mother filled in all the details only a while ago because there was an anniversary of it, and I think there was a great bit of gravity to it because, I went in with my mother, and the Longford Leader journalist was brilliant, but I really felt the way, lads, sometimes you might just laugh it off.
Yeah,
yes.
But this is the first time I've spoke about it publicly. I really felt it was deadly serious. There was people getting irate. There was people bawling their eyes out. There was people praying.
Imagine,
So the plane was full. So yeah, it was deadly serious. So he pushed his way into the cockpit. He said he had a bomb, which later on he didn't have a bomb.
With the scare of no one.
Yeah, he said he had a bomb, and he told the pilot that he wanted to go to Iran. I'm not going to fluff any of this story up because it's only small parts of facts that I was aware of, and even that my mother was aware of. And the pilot looked at him and said, "We don't have enough fuel." The man said, "Where can you bring me to?" So they brought them to a small airport outside Paris, where this was the horrific part. The plane landed, and as my mother said, it was shocking. It was 10 to 12 hours on the tarmac.
After landing in France?
Yeah.
Wow. And so you were in Dublin first of all?
So it was Dublin flying across to London. And about halfway across, their plane, as they would say it, was hijacked. He pushed his way into the cockpit.
Mid-flight to London?
Yeah.
And he got did the pilot land in London at all? No, so mid-flight he managed
diverted to Paris.
They turned around and went straight down towards France because he just didn't have enough fuel for it.
Yes.
And my mother said then, because I remember the journalist asking her, and she said it was absolutely horrific. Nobody knew what was going on. They had landed somewhere they didn't have a clue about. The air hostesses were absolutely struck dumb with fear.
Of course.
Everyone started crying. She said there was a few Americans on the flight that was getting, I don't know if you use the word grumpy, but irate. And then
to be grumpy, all right. I'd imagine they weren't.
Word got back.
Newsflash, pal.
Word got back from the front of the plane that the plane was hijacked, and this, I don't know how you could build it up, how that there was a crazy man after hijacking the plane.
Yeah.
And then it got even more serious because I was only a child. It was me and my brother Damien, and he's 2.5 years younger than me, and my mother. That's huge mental strength for my mother. In fairness to her,
absolutely.
So she said, little snippets where the journalist in the Longford Leader said, "How did you get on?" And she was going. She remembers holding the air hostess's hand because she was, she was about to faint.
She was keeping the air hostess calm as well, as well as her own family. Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone just went quiet, and then it was just pure fear. And here's the kicker, which people do enjoy. That it wasn't that it was funny. People might look at it and it might seem a bit twee, but at the end of the day, there was a huge. Albert Reynolds was actually Minister for Foreign Affairs, so the Taoiseach and the ministers got together in Dublin because this was like
It's a huge
That's
deal.
massive, yeah.
Huge,
Absolutely.
huge news. London were involved and France were involved. And what was arranged was, again, I'm really skimming over this because I don't know all the facts. But you can
course.
only imagine it.
Yeah.
Part of the French, I'm not going to say SAS because people will go, oh, geez, Duff, you're exaggerating. But I wasn't. It was the armed response part of the French police.
Yeah.
So they come on with their
The big heavy guns
balaclavas
and
and
all
guns.
that, yeah.
So they sneaked underneath the plane. They come up in the middle of it, and then people say, "What do you remember?" I actually remember the boots
Okay.
Noise,
and
yeah.
pushing your head down.
Yes.
So they went flying up the middle of the aisle, which I don't remember. I just remember the noise, and they were just pushing people's heads down, as my mother said. Flew up, got your man, held him down, must have handcuffed him. And then I remember my mother holding me and all like a movie.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
And
you came out.
Albert Reynolds had flown over.
Okay.
And to be fair to my mother, of course, she's from Ballygar in County Galway. She did come out with the immortal line. Fair play to her after being 12. It was 10 or 12 hours on the plane.
tarmac.
Just stuck there.
After
She said-
already.
I know.
She said to Albert Reynolds, "Thanks be to God, I can see a Longford man again."
There you go.
Bit of home.
The one thing you wish for in
Honest to
a
God. The
sticky
one time you wish
situation
for
is
it,
a
yeah.
Longford man at
Yeah.
the end of the tunnel.
So it was really amazing, yeah. And she has all the snippets from the Evening Herald, the Irish Independent, the Longford leader back in the day. But yeah, and then my father, it was interesting to hear his thing because he went to Heathrow waiting for this flight.
Yes.
That never came.
Never came.
Yes. And what was that like for him?
You did get word or
Somebody had rang Tom with the news from Ireland to say that it was hijacked. So I don't know how my father felt with his
Oh my God.
first two born kids and his wife on the plane.
On a hijacked plane in France he's waiting there in London for them and all.
And I can't think, lads, of, I don't know, was this thing, you'd have to Google it, was hijackings going on around the world?
that's what I was going to say. Like, it's not a very common thing,
It's-
nor even in Europe. You know what I mean?
No.
You know, you'd hear of scares even, but the fact that the plane was diverted mid-flight.
Yeah.
had a
And
plan.
he literally went as far as the fuel could bring him,
Yeah.
basically for this terrorist. So it was a successful hijacking in some senses. Like, I feel like there's a lot of attempts and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
nowadays it's especially difficult
security
considering
and
a
everything,
border
yeah.
control.
He
but-
said, lads, he said he had a bomb, he had no bomb, he had a little, I think, a container of petrol and a lighter, which would have been...
That's as good as a fucking bomb. on
That's quite useful
Yeah,
when
Yes.
you're
especially on a
40,000
contained
feet in the air.
airplane, yeah.
And so he was in the cockpit. What was he doing? At this stage, he was just making threats because there's obviously a few hours between the London and the diversion to France.
Yeah.
So where is he at this point?
I don't know, I'd have to recheck with my
Is he
mother.
just standing in the middle of the aisles? He probably is.
Well,
Walking up and
he
down.
could be standing in the cockpit.
Yeah,
That's he could stay in the cockpit when
Yeah.
you think about it.
That's
That's
the
where you're
power,
going to do most
yeah.
damage.
Yes.
And then because that would strike me as that did happen because it was only the air hostesses that were that's what the air hostesses had to come out. And that's why the Americans got irate thinking, is this, are you joking? What are you joking for? They literally had to come back down and say, got a bit of news.
The plane's been hijacked.
We're actually going to change direction. This plane is being hijacked.
Oh my goodness
And you
gracious.
can imagine people looking at each other going, what?
This can't be real. Like,
How would you react? If you were told that, how would you react?
at first, like, this is a joke.
He's like, come
This
on.
can't be
Disbelief,
real.
yeah.
Yeah, disbelief's the word.
Exactly, yeah. That's quite unbelievable.
It's a crazy story, though.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable story. And so to finish off this story, who was I telling lately? Somebody had asked me, it gets slightly weirder. And here we go. So myself, the Longford Leader journalist, wanted to do an interview with my mother. My father was dead at the time because there was an anniversary coming up. But the other thing that happened was, to be fair, and it was actually quite a witty play. Two actor writers put on a play, and what they brought into it was how people were reacting to each other. I think it was a 3-person play, and it was on in the backstage. So we went in, and to be fair to the actors, they said they had met different people around Ireland that had been on the flight. So we introduced ourselves. But to be fair, Albert Reynolds' daughter was there. Okay, she is now a judge. So she introduced herself, and myself and my mother were just chatting to her, and she was referring, of course, to Albert as her daddy. She was going, yeah, sure, we totally remember that. So here's a creepy one for you. Here's an odd one. So years later, Albert was over in Australia for something. And this is the daughter telling the story now, not us. So Albert was over staying in a hotel in Australia. I don't know. She didn't know even at that point what happened to this guy. You know, he was a monk, or he was some religious fanatic anyway that done all this. And Albert was over in Australia. She said there was a security crowd with him. You know, they were over for some meeting. And he came back and told this story that he was staying in a certain room and he'd be gone away for the day. I think they were over there for 5 days. And there was a letter shoved underneath the door. And the letter said, in an envelope, and the letter said, "We still want to know the secret."
The third secret, Fatima's third secret. Holy fucking shit.
And we were looking at the daughter going, I was going, that's worse than this story ever ended. She was going,
what is wrong with this?
She was going, Albert got a serious fright. Because it brought him back to going, oh my God, this is something to do with that hijacking from years and years ago.
Yeah.
Very strange.
That's insane.
I wonder, is it like almost some sort of cult in a monastery?
Well, that's the other thing. This man could have been a part of a cult.
Yeah. You would nearly think, based off craziness like that. What are the first two secrets of Fatima? Do you know?
There you go. We could Google them now, but we'd be annoying viewers. But
doesn't matter. Look them up.
Let
us know in the comments.
Yeah. You see, the third secret was put away in the Vatican.
Right.
And seemingly it is out in the open now, but it was full of secrecy.
Okay.
So they put this down to a miracle back in the day. I think in Spain, where these young girls seeing the Virgin Mary. So they let out the first two, but the whole world then was thinking, what's the Vatican doing? So the whole purpose of the hijacking was for the monk stroke priest to put pressure on the Vatican. That's all he wanted. He wanted the Vatican to release the third secret.
To have the leverage.
Seemingly the third secret was released. I don't know what it was about, but you can Google it.
Yeah,
it's all separate.
Makes a great movie, wouldn't it?
That's incredibly interesting. Yeah, it would.
Makes such a good movie.
Snakes on a plane, but it's a weird, crazy guy from some monastery in Ireland looking for Fatima's third secret.
Yes, now you have it all.
There we go. That's not long-winded at all.
No,
the time I found out about that was actually at your book launch.
That's right.
Your dark poetry book launch, Opaque, which I thought was brilliant. It's the only book launch I've ever been to, but I was intrigued. I thought it was brilliant. It was a brilliant book. It's kind of a mixture of visual storytelling and actual poetry, because you can see how all the photographs and the photography are clearly linked with the poetry itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us more behind that. That was something very interesting.
It was, and thank you, Oren. And I have to say to the viewers, Oren's sneaky. I thought we were going to be talking about movies and TV
We'll get
shows.
there.
So the book came from all this writing and poetry came out of me from the age of about 20 to, I would say 40, 42.
Yeah.
So there's loads of it out the back in the garage. I was pushed into revisiting it. It would have been a cathartic thing for me to do. It's about my life. It's about depression, addiction. It's about that other side of life that I don't think people do talk about it, but they're almost put on pedestals now as this sort of life-affirming journey. To me, it's just life.
Yes.
It's just life.
It's nearly the two extremes. You're either that pedestal life-affirming or you're scared to talk about it.
Exactly.
Need to live it.
Exactly.
It's need to be,
Yeah, and I lived it, and what I felt was, looking back at it, it was part of my life, and I had showed it to, being straight, my therapist, who really enjoyed it, and he goes, why don't you put it together? And I have that great word, and I am one, procrastination. You know, it sat there for a long number of years, but Mary Fleming was a great help to me too, because Mary's a wonderful web designer and graphic designer, very, very smart woman, but very talented woman. So she literally was able to put the size of the book together. Myself and Jason Fallon, who I trust implicitly, went out and took photographs.
Yes, shout out Jason.
Out where I grew up in Lochbonna, and I used my own two daughters as ghosts, which was, we had a great Saturday doing it. It felt very creative. It felt off the cuff. And then I knew all my poems. I relived them all and read them because they are from a different time in my life. And then what I felt was the strongest ones towards images that I had drawn and towards photographs we took. So, and the response was really lovely. I really enjoyed it because I felt comfortable talking about myself,
Yeah.
And that was great too. And I think the poetry itself, if you read it, I don't think there's messages in it, but it's raw and it's from the heart. Yeah, Sean. That would be the simplest way. And I think art, and I think people that enjoy art, which I do, it should be from the heart. I think people are fed up with
superficial.
Yeah, we live in a very instant, superficial world. So I was delighted with it, and I have to say thanks to Joe O'Brien, everyone that helped me, because Joe just said, Kieran, put your book in here. And you know what? People bought quite a number of copies.
Yes.
Will it sell a million? No. But that's not the point. That's not the point of art.
I've got a signed copy myself. I'm a proud owner of one. So
thanks. I must get one myself now.
Yes, but
thank you, Sean.
I do have to say, because I found it very interesting, because you know, my parents obviously told me, they were like, here, we go down to Duff's book launch. I was like, I didn't know he wrote a book. It's a book about dark poetry. And I thought, instantly you kind of assumed dark poetry wouldn't be my thing. Surely, like, how would I resonate with that kind of thing? Yeah, so I was I didn't really know what to expect going into it, but I was very pleasantly surprised, and also I was intrigued. I was flicking through the pages and I was loving the pictures. I was loving the poems that went along with them. It just felt like a brilliant collage of thought put on a page, more so than anything that I felt was going to be too real deep or digging too deep or anything. It was just kind of, it was thought put on a page. And that's what I liked about it. It was art form. It was an art form.
Yeah.
And opaque. Why opaque?
Well, opaque means somewhat cloudy. It's slightly distorted, and I felt that word stuck with me. I was living my life through a lens of that. You know, I wasn't leading a normal life, you know, and I couldn't make sense of life either. You know, life to me was distorted in its own way. And I just thought opaque was a beautiful sounding word, but it pretty much summed up, you know, a person trying to make sense of life that hasn't got the willpower to make sense of life.
Yes.
You know, and that's where the, you know, addiction ruled my life for a certain number of years, and that makes everything blurry.
Yes.
Whether people like it or not, it really does. And it messes up a lot of people, and there are consequences for anyone that does suffer from addiction and or mental health issues, you know. So it was very important to get that across without whinging about it.
Yes.
I think it's not in any way graphic, but it's very raw, and in the poetry there are, if you read it through the lines, there are certainly consequences there, you know, and there would have to be for me and the people around me, you know, because it affects a lot of people. So it was a good way I felt very comfortable down in the hall that night chatting to people.
It was a lovely time.
It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
Everyone was there. Everyone was having the crack with each other. It was just a good time.
Yeah, and life goes on. You know, life is fantastic. That's why I have to pay kudos to you, because although I think it's defensive-minded to say everyone's doing a podcast, everyone should do a fucking podcast.
You should let the world know you're thinking.
Everyone should, because you know what? There's so much out there that doesn't resonate with me. Listening to local lads talk about movies resonates with me.
Yeah.
Because you've got no angle on that.
Yeah.
I think an awful lot of people are, as I was saying to you, Sean, just before we started, everything's right or left wing now. Everything is, you know, catastrophized. Everything is given a rating. You know, there's no just, this is a good movie, I appreciate this movie because.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Just talk about it. Simple conversation.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Because that's what, you know, we probably don't go down to the pubs anymore and meet up. I don't know what it's like for the younger generation. People love talking about that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We're from Ireland. Mm-hmm. We love poetry, and we love writing, and we love art, and we love culture. So to me, cinema and TV is completely a part of that. So I think it's fantastic.
That's why we started in the first place, wasn't it?
100%.
We just used to talk about movies, football, sitting around at work in the pub, and then we just kind of, as you said, progressed into an idea, a thought, then became a thing, and
kind of became a group chat, and we were like, geez lads, why wouldn't we just record ourselves? Because we'd find ourselves talking for a long time about movies, about this sort of stuff, so why not?
Like our first episode, we didn't appear. Remember how nervous you were?
Yes.
It was us in a room with a camera, nobody else watching. And still felt the nerves.
It's funny, yeah.
It's hard to start off.
But Sean, isn't that great, Anoran, for getting over yourself? I remember going back to college to do media production, which involved a lot of radio. And it's great to be able to say these things to any person listening to this podcast. I hated. I couldn't stand the sound of my own voice.
Oh, it's horrible.
Actually,
you just grow up.
You just grow up and you think, this ain't Hollywood, baby.
You just have to get over it. You like I could be saying, I don't have a haircut, I don't have this in the podcast, but you just, after you do 2 or 3, you're like, that's how I look, that's how I sound, it is what it is.
Just turn it on and start talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Because on that Oran and Sean, people want their thoughts on a movie or a TV show to be crystallized or to be challenged maybe at times.
Definitely.
And I think you do a great job of that. And I have to give you kudos too. You're very young men, and you went way back to some of your very good movies. And I was thinking, these boys are well got.
We enjoy the classics, absolutely. And it's funny, I remember when I first started the podcast, I actually rang you.
You did.
I rang you asking about equipment, about lights, about where to go, and you sent me on to Joe McGrath. And you said he had, that's where you got the lights for your for the GA podcast.
Yeah, we love Joe.
And brilliant, Joe called over, gave me the light. Do you remember those?
I remember
those
big,
fucking lights.
Really floodlights for a
made us photosynthesize when you turned them up to 100. They were for a movie set. We didn't know what we were doing. We had them in the tree house. They didn't need to be plugged in or anything. They were battery charged, but they were absolutely brilliant. But yeah, that was a funny one because Duff, you have been involved in sort of film and media for a long time, and even just the local film and media, whether it was the Oscars or whatever it might be. What was it you did in the Oscars again? The Oscars now, the GA Oscars with a K that go around Ireland and they do it. Was it Full Metal Jacket?
It was Full Metal Jacket. And
that was this time.
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan.
And I have to again give Jason Follen a huge shout out here. We were tasked with it, so we were the team leaders or whatever we were, but everyone got involved. You know, it was unbelievable, lads. And if it's coming up again, I would urge you to be involved. 100%. It was actually, we wrote out our own storyboard. You know, we actually just did it all ourselves, not just me and Jason, everybody.
Okay.
You know, how long the scene should be, you know, where to drive to, even the logistics. What time should we be there at?
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I could only imagine what it is to put on a movie, and I know they're really expensive to make. But so then what happened was then to do our prep work was unreal. And then we practiced our lines. But, you know, and this isn't me blowing my own trumpet because there were so many people involved. I think the guy got in touch because, you know, he puts it up on his Facebook page.
Yes.
Like at last count, no, that's a long time ago. I went on it once and there's all these people commenting on it. Like there was 55,000 views on it. Like.
Wow.
That's amazing.
On the trailer.
On the trailer, yeah.
Because if you remember Saving Private Ryan, so we done the beach scene down by the Shannon where the fake sand was put in.
Yes. Yeah.
And we used a cattle boat.
Okay,
right?
Brilliant.
So we were all there. I met David Harrison.
Yes.
David Harrison put in a huge amount of money and we put in some money.
Class.
We all had the proper uniforms.
Ronan Muldoon was involved.
Ronan Muldoon, Lee Cullen. There was loads of lads involved that were so into it. We done scenes up in Recline Castle.
Yeah.
Because there was snipers in the background and the camera. So we were able to then tell the camera, she was camera lady, and the sound man with the big boom. Yeah. It just went smooth. And I have to let you into another secret because it's all coming back to me now. We got the fire brigade to come down. Brendan Keane, what's the men?
Sean Mimna?
I think Sean might have been there, yeah. There was about 4 or 5 of them. They all came down. Sorry, I'm looking for the name of the chief. What's his name? He has the metalworks place. Please. McGowan. Vinny McGowan. So they all came down and helped us.
Class.
So this was the thinking we were at. It's so strange to be, I think we'd all like to think of ourselves as creative, but the logic behind it. So we had the boys doing the shots with the hoses, as in spray, but then we had them doing the shots as in bullets, because the film crowd were able to put in the sound effects afterwards.
Wow, yeah, that was brilliant.
We had guns done by the construction teacher in
Mr. Kincannon.
Yes, in Lanesborough, LCC.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So that's only giving you a taste, and this was all done in a day.
And it's a 12-minute movie, was it?
12-minute movie where there's, you're right, Oren, scene, which encapsulates the movie from start to finish.
Yeah, but it was fantastic. I've watched that, obviously, myself. Yeah. I watched that when we were preparing for the second Oscars.
That's right.
I think the one was the Ballyborough and the next was the Recline.
That's right.
So you actually did 2 Vietnam War movies, I've just noticed, between Full Metal Jacket and that. But watching that one was fantastic. And seeing the deaths, seeing lads, you know, whether it was Dave Rooney or whoever, fall down and what was there was blood coming out.
Yeah, we got fake blood.
You got fake blood. They didn't stop at anything.
Measures,
So I genuinely thought that was an absolute.
And you know what was brilliant too? and we had a load of jokers on our team, because we would be in knots.
Yeah.
Everyone would be laughing.
You'd be having a crack.
But when we did it, you're talking about the legend Joey Rooney.
Put on the straight face.
Joey, David, Jason, Happy Gilmore. I'm leaving out a few. Lee Cullen, myself. It was phenomenal. David Harrison, Ben Hussey. It's absolutely fantastic.
It was a brilliant movie. Have you seen it, Sean?
I have. I've seen clips because I was in a few of the backgrounds.
Was he?
Yeah.
That's actually...
Yeah,
that's
he was
great.
actually, yeah. It was fantastic for the local community just to get together and do it. And that's why we like talking about it here, because, it sounds cliched, but you do remember them times.
Oh, 100%.
Community spirit as well.
Yeah.
Phenomenal stuff.
Like we did Dairy Girls for my one, and like I did it with two of my sisters and stuff like that. I was James from Dairy Girls, but
I thought that was phenomenal.
great fun. I
Brilliant.
think Saving Ned Devine, Waking Ned Devine,
Waking
Ned Devine won it that year. That was brilliant. My mother was in that. She played a starring role.
Another legend.
Yeah, exactly. But the Oscars is brilliant, and if it's ever around your parish, make sure to give it a go. It's very fun. Sean, you need to get on to it next
100%.
Duff, on to film. You're a big fan of film.
I love films.
Absolutely.
And I love TV.
Give us 4 films.
I was thinking of this, and it's that cliche, it's hard. But I was thinking comedy, I would go Napoleon Dynamite.
Brilliant movie.
I can always almost fall back into the time of getting it. I distinctly remember, I don't know if you were like me, but back in my day, I bought my film review magazines, and TV show review magazines, and this movie, I just read about it. It wasn't the main listing, but it was reviewed as very quirky, 4 out of 5. And to even look at the documentary about it and the craft that they put into doing it, I don't know, it's a movie that still holds my attention, and I burst out laughing at it. And when, Oren, you asked me them questions, I had to think very long and hard about, like, again, and I hope viewers that are listening get this, I'm sure Sean and Oren do, and come back in on this. I can't be the asshole that says, I love this movie because everyone else likes it. I need to say it because
it resonates with you.
It resonates with me, and it brings me back to a certain time, and I can look at it and it holds my attention. So that's my criteria. It holds my attention. So I would say that one. Then I was thinking horror. It's not that I'm a huge fan of horror. I think horror is fantastic, but it is a cliche. I think one of you went for it too. The Exorcist always holds my attention, purely because when I was in London as a young man, the 25th anniversary was on. Now, it was a huge stretch for me to do it, and it scared the living. Oh, man. So I went to a cinema in North London on my own, where it was quite a rowdy crowd in, and it was on at 10 o'clock at night to around just past midnight on Halloween.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
perfect time.
You could hear a pin drop.
Wow.
I bought, the DVDs of it then, and bought the documentaries about it. So that would be one where it always holds my attention.
Yeah.
Lately, and I know definitely one of you went for this. Again, it's not that it's a cliche, but I've looked at a few 80s movies lately. I'm going back to 70, I think it's 78, was it? 79? Apocalypse Now.
I was thinking when you said late 70s.
Always holds my attention. Like,
fantastic.
and I just think, the book behind it, I read the book. So I think good art lends itself to you delving deeper.
100%.
Yeah.
The Exorcist is a book behind it and a documentary about it. So, and there's been loads of other movies that I've loved. But I was just saying to Sean there, and it's not to be negative or critical, I was looking forward to chatting to you, and I want you to come back in now because I've yapped enough. But Hollywood just, we were just talking, thanks be to God for Nolan.
Yeah, he's saving it.
He really is.
Thanks be to God for him, lads. I know you've done your own podcast there about the review of, and I would urge people to go to the cinema to see The Odyssey.
Fantastic.
It needs to be seen.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Some of the shots in it are going to be iconic, and if they're not, people are missing. Agamemnon,
yeah.
Agamemnon, yeah, whatever his
When
name
the
is.
gates open and the
Just
soldiers roll by.
amazing.
He just stands there, nothing else. Just
That's
stands
all he
there,
has to
and it's
do.
just, that's enough.
Fortunately.
That's perfect.
But that's up to date. But I want you to come in and I could list off hundreds of movies. I love decent movies.
Yeah.
I am snobbish about them because it's not about the money. I'm not going to go in and see a 2.5 starred out of 5 movie.
Yeah, you want to enjoy it.
I want to enjoy it. I don't think there's a huge amount of enjoyable movies. I think there's brilliant independently made movies out there that we're not capable of seeing.
Yeah.
You know, you might have to go to Carrick-on-Shannon, or you might have to go to Dublin to see them. But I would urge people to go and see them. The best movie I seen last year, I think it was up for an Oscar, help me out, was where the young dancer stroke prostitute hooked up with the Russian guy. What was that movie called?
Dancer, prostitute hooked up with the Russian guy last year.
It won an Oscar.
Anora, isn't it?
Anora, she is
Phenomenal.
in
Brilliant.
that Mikey Madison.
Mikey Madison, yeah.
She's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah.
She is. But I was just thinking, go back, and I said this to Sean too. The last time I went to the cinema twice that held me attention was Civil War. In the cinema was incredible viewing experience because of the noise of the guns. It was powerful.
That movie's amazing.
It's a great film. And Long Legs, which I thought for a 16s rated movie was very scary, very troubling. I thought it was a brilliant film.
Have you seen it, Sean?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was an exceptional movie.
Cool, yeah.
And the guy that made it was, do you remember Psycho?
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this, Sean.
Yeah, I do indeed.
Well, it was the actor, Norman Bates, the actor that played Norman Bates, his name was Perkins.
Okay.
His son is a writer-director now.
Very
and I thought
interesting,
that
okay.
was extremely strong.
Carrying the
extremely
torch as well of the horror genre.
Yeah.
Same as
So
Jack
they'd be
Nicholson.
my two lads that knocked me socks off. But The Odyssey, I was so excited to see it.
And it lived up.
It didn't disappoint.
Yeah. We thought the same thing. We went to see it last
We
week.
were literally just spinning after the movie. We
Yeah.
couldn't stop talking about
Yeah.
it. We literally slept that night, barely slept, waiting for the next morning to record the podcast.
And we got up
just
and
sitting
we
there
straight away.
Oh, you were right,
Yeah.
I couldn't
Fresh
believe what
thoughts,
I had
you know
seen.
what I
It
mean?
was like the verbal
Just bursting out of us,
constipation
yeah.
nearly, trying to get it out. And then, but it was just, as we said about Christopher Nolan, he's just so staunch in preserving the beauty of cinema and
said.
the best things about cinema and not allowing himself to fall into the modern traps of whatever CGI or whatever it is, the laziness that he, with his budget and with whatever, he doesn't need to do, but a lot of directors still will do, just out of laziness.
He went below budget as well. Did you hear that? He
Did he?
filmed, like, he got way ahead in the film, and he filmed it like a month early than it was supposed to finish, and then he finished like millions and millions under budget as well, which is amazing for a movie.
Wow.
100%, Sean, yeah. And
science.
he has the trust of is it Universal that backed the movie. You know, that's not the done thing anymore. Because what I was going to throw at you as, I keep saying younger men, but you were of a different generation. I can't remember, we went to see in Athlone Frankenstein. It's a good movie. Glad I went to see it in the cinema because I liked the Guillermo del Toro, wasn't
He's a
it?
great director, yeah.
So I wanted to see it in the cinema. Now, just before that, and I did look at my middle child, Saoirse, because we were both down for the night looking at it. And there was 2 trailers for, I think there were thriller stroke horror movies. I keep talking about horror. I'm not, it's just the way it happened. It was all noise.
Yeah.
You could tell where the jump scare would be in the trailer. And I was thinking, have we got to this? It's just noise. The noise in the cinema. And I was unmoved. So to your point, Oren, when you say about Nolan, now can everyone do that? No, but I'm sure there's brilliant directors out there that could do it on a smaller budget. But to me, I was going to throw back at you, Hollywood is putrid now. It's so run out of ideas. It's incredible.
So many remakes coming out and they're just money grabs. There's no creativity anymore.
But I think as we were talking about horror, it seems like horror is the only genre that is actually starting to thrive a little bit.
Said,
the rest of them are going down.
Yeah,
So
like Obsession and Backrooms. Have you seen them, Duff? No?
Yes.
Amazing
like that,
movies.
I did. That's basically my first horror I've ever seen in the cinema was Backrooms and then Obsession.
No way.
And it's both within 2 weeks over the last couple of months, and I loved them both.
Sorry, we should have talked about Backrooms.
Backrooms. What did you think about Backrooms?
10 out of 10.
Brilliant film. I
Phenomenal.
loved
So
it.
good.
And Obsession.
7 out of 10.
So you preferred Backrooms over Obsession, yeah?
I did, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Oh,
interesting.
but Obsession was, I know it was hilarious to me at times, but I think it was supposed to be funny at times.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
There was severe black humour in it. I thought she was a brilliant actress. That was a lot to take on. She was fantastic.
And she strikes a chord in every man, doesn't she?
Yeah.
You know, like when she was starting to do the just kill me, you know, all the craziness. But Indy Navarrete did her role so fucking good. And then as we were saying about Backrooms, I think they've set up not just a sequel, but a series there.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, they're making, was it 10 different
Are they?
small series episodes based on the Backrooms. So
I think like
that
you
was Obsession, sorry. Was it?
Backrooms.
Or maybe it was Backrooms.
Like you were saying about a good movie can make you delve deeper and delve into different types of art form. I think Backrooms will create video games out of that premise now.
There's so much.
Backrooms can create a lot more than just even a movie. They can do series. They've really created such a cool premise.
Like the world building is amazing.
Yeah.
But what we were getting at there, lads, is, and it's brilliant to have a passionate talk about any movies that anyone likes. The word is originality.
100%.
And I was lucky enough, I don't know what I'd be checking on YouTube, but Backrooms came up, the one on YouTube. So I'd looked at a good few of them, and then I had Googled your man. Fair play to him, just this creative guy that put it together. You'd be more au fait with it. I don't know how to do it, but not AI tools, just simple tools on laptop to create the actual yellow,
The colour.
Yes,
the colour palette, and literally the layout of what it would look like online. And so I went online to look, and I just thought it was absolutely genius.
Mm-hmm.
And what I loved that the whatever, I don't know what company took him on. I don't know who made that movie, but anyway, it was magic to see. Like, and I listened to a full hour-long chat with him where he said he met executives, and they said, no, we're backing you.
Wow.
And I thought that was fantastic.
Take balls as well to go into the big
big time.
executives. And
At his age.
his age was 20, isn't it?
Something like that.
And
Yeah.
are you picking up on the fact that there's an awful lot of 80s are back?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Obsession that has the 80s, it almost has the 80s thriller stroke horror,
Even the soundtrack.
The soundtrack is so 80s.
Yeah.
which probably is influenced by Stranger Things.
I was just about to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to go on to your 3 series.
Yeah.
Three
So
series you
one of them that's hugely important to me would be, I seen it at a different time in my life and it blew me away, is Dark on Netflix.
I was waiting for this one.
I've heard about this,
German
actually.
series,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a German series. I came across it by accident, totally by accident, where I seen it come up on the screen, just the front shot of it. I Googled it, and I think, to be fair to Rotten Tomatoes, there was only, it just doesn't matter, but there was about 6 reviewers in, and they said it was mind-blowing. And I couldn't believe what I was looking at. They got the whole thing wrapped up in 3 series. It was lean, it was European, it was Germanic, there was consequences. And so the biggest thing for me, without giving too much away, it was very, very dark themed, where teenagers and adults, there were severe consequences for their, not only, and I'm not giving too much away because that is the theme of it, from their human interactions and also from the interaction of time travel.
Okay.
Which is
The butterfly
phenomenal.
effect sort of a thing.
Yeah, phenomenal. I've never seen a show that deals with time travel. I'm laughing. It's the furthest thing from Back to the Future you will ever get.
Okay.
This does not work out well.
Right.
It's phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
Does it have like realism to it? I know time travel.
Sean, the only bit of time travel, you literally, dark, you go into a cave.
Yeah.
That's it. And you go into the cave, and something happens, and you come out of the cave, and you're in a different time.
So years.
That's incredible.
And no one's looking at you going, hey, you're cool. It is completely
a different world.
strange.
Wow.
And it's phenomenal piece of storytelling.
Well, you've sold it very well. In fairness, stuff. I must get onto it myself. I never watched it. Never watched anything German. I don't think, barring the brief bit in Glorious Bastards. But
yeah, but it's got the people don't.
Of course.
But the subtitles are, you need them, and of course you need them. But to me, I love reading it because you're looking at the characters go through their emotions, and then the hard hitting. You can hear the Germanic language, and then you're also picking up on, of course, the English subtitles. Really phenomenal acting too.
Absolutely. Look, was it Bong Joon-ho, the Korean director? He did Parasite. Said once you can get over that small 1-inch barrier of subtitles, you'll open yourself up to a whole world of
There you go.
film, TV, whatever it is.
Have you watched Anatomy of a Fall yet? No.
No.
It's based between France, Germany, and obviously a bit of England as well. But it's the one where there's a murder, and the only witness to the murder is a child. The child is blind.
Okay.
So the whole premise is he's like in court, but he's trying to describe things that he's heard,
Wow.
but he's no vision. It's
Very interesting.
exceptional to
Sean,
watch.
I'm glad you said that. I
Yeah,
need to
you would
search
love
out
that.
that
You would
movie
love
because that actress has gone on to do
Yeah,
huge things.
that was
That's
a big
correct.
break. And
That's
Jesus.
correct, Sean.
But it was amazing. No, I definitely will watch it.
I want your thought on, because I could list off everyone. I'm going to go cliche, but I'm talking about, could I put it on now and look at it for 10 hours? The answer is yes, 1,000 times yes. Is the first season of True Detective.
Oh my
To
God.
me is
It's just peak cinema. It's just amazing. Like,
10 out of 10.
yeah, the acting is everything. The
Acting, storytelling is exactly, Sean. This almost otherworldly evil that's going on that is not actually resolved. It's a phenomenal piece of television. Phenomenal piece of television.
It really is. It's amazing. Matthew McConaughey.
Woody Harrelson.
It's up there with Matthew McConaughey's best roles. I think.
big time, yeah.
It's that good. Woody Harrelson as well. You could say the same thing.
I think the two of them are just, they work so well. The chemistry was amazing. The brother, like,
Yes.
dynamic.
And it's 8 episodes. It's quick.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Oren, you're dead right.
It
8 hours.
improves. It improves by the episode. I think. I genuinely think it gets better and
Just
better
builds
and
and builds
better.
and builds.
Absolutely amazing. Do you know the shot at the end of season 4? It's a continuous shot where he's
my
sneaking
God.
out. He's got some guy under his arm.
He's
the
got
biker guy.
ginger.
Yes, and he's moving through this kind of estate area, and the camera follows him the whole way. It's an incredible shot. Incredible.
I'm glad
shot.
you said it, Oren, because it brings us back to that moment in time where you're looking at it. Like the three of us, the two of you went down to see Odyssey, where I am looking at the screen. There's no thoughts in my head. I'm completely with it.
Yeah.
Engrossed, completely engrossed.
And I
in
remember
what I
looking at that scene, of course, not knowing it was coming up because it was brilliant. It was week by week. I couldn't believe what I just seen in that scene. It's episode 4. Number one, I was going, how was the director done with the actors? Because the actors are in literally this 6 foot of space. Then all these other actors 10 foot away have to be ready.
Yeah.
Because it's a gang scene.
Yes.
With helicopters going across. I was going, this is unbelievable. It was jaw-dropping.
They're ducking and they're diving and they're climbing over things and they're rolling.
How to
They're
keep up
doing
with it.
so much.
It's a lot for what it is, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The space to work with, as you said yourself.
But yes, that
I'm going to throw another one at you, lads.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, just one. And again, it was just me tuning into the fact that go to certain websites and check to see what's coming in, and then, Google algorithm knows it, and it'll always throw you up a few bits and bobs. So it was, weirdly enough, based on a book I had read, 15 years ago. It's called Station 11, where there is, of course, but it's not science fiction at all. There has been an apocalypse, and it's about this traveling troupe of actors going around a certain part of America. Mind blowing.
Okay.
Station
What's the
11.
name of it again? Sorry.
Station 11.
Station 11. That's one I haven't heard of now.
Never heard of
actually,
myself,
is
yeah.
it
It's
an older
layered.
series?
It's layered. It's there's a blonde-haired actress in it, American. She played one of the prostitutes, bear with me, on Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
She was hanging around to try and get, what's his name? Not Deckard, but
What's his name? Yeah.
my God, I'm going blank.
I can't think of it either, but they'll know. Put it down in the comments below. Yeah.
He's been voted the best looking man in the world. Help me out. Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan
yes,
Gosling goes
yes,
down
of
and
course.
he's chatting up the girls, and she's one of them. But it is a phenomenal piece of television.
Okay.
The amount of money and craft that they put into it. It links up decades worth of art and culture, and it's just set in this place where, there's just sadness all the time, and it's lonely and it's tough going, and it's a phenomenal piece of television.
Wow.
And then The Leftovers, for me, mentioning Jason Fallon again, Jason got me onto The Leftovers. It had been released, and then I looked at it and I couldn't believe they had made television that good. It's based on a book, and the book says that 2% of the world's population vanish. And again, it's in no way science fiction-y. It is humans dealing with that.
Okay.
And there's cults, and there's religion, and there's belief systems, and it is
Incredible.
It is grim, and it's fantastic.
So Station 11
Station 11.
and Leftovers. The
Leftovers, yeah.
Those are two that maybe lesser known for some of you that would be big into series to definitely check out if you haven't seen Dark already, or of course True
And I would
Detective.
say, just on that, Oren, Station 11 is done. Season 1, that's it. It's just a limited series, I think they call them. Yeah, I think there's 10 episodes.
Wow.
Phenomenal piece of work.
Perfect.
What have you liked lately?
Well, for myself, I've actually kind of not been watching. I haven't been great. Bar the cinema, the Odyssey. We went to see the Odyssey. Obsession, Backrooms.
Yes.
I haven't really been watching a whole lot. I think just the weather picked up a little bit.
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
been hard to watch.
just been outside a little bit. But there was one thing I was actually very interested to get off you, Duff, was an overrated and an underrated.
Yeah.
So something that you thought maybe everyone enjoyed, but you didn't enjoy so much, or something you really enjoyed, but everyone else seemed to.
Oh, I've got it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird. I haven't thought of this, but I'm so passionate about this, so bear with me.
Yeah.
You're going to completely disagree with me already because I said it in your house one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I know.
Yeah, you do know.
Yeah.
You know already, don't you?
Yeah.
Banshees of Inisherin
yeah.
is utter tripe to me.
Do you think so?
Yeah. And I like McDonagh. I really like him as a playwright. I like his writing.
Yeah.
I think he's made some fantastic movies. And he framed it as they're on an island, and the Irish War of Independence is going on over here.
Yeah.
Well, none of that even makes any sense. It's like literally, and I love Colin Farrell because I really appreciate him because he's done a TV show called he's done The Penguin.
Yes.
He has another one out. What's it called?
Couldn't tell
There's
you.
a cop in it. It's really good. I've looked at 3 or 4 episodes and it's really well done. So he's pushing
Good
himself
actor.
as an actor.
Yeah.
But to have Colin Farrell as this sort of Buck Eget,
Drunken Egypt, yeah.
Aegis, yeah.
it was just too much Gleason in it for me.
Okay.
Barry Keoghan's just stuck in there. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, none of it worked for me. And
Yeah.
the reason I'm so passionate, Orna, it wasn't me trying to be obstinate, was this. This is how passionate I am about movies, but I don't go online talking about them. The same year, the same month, on Colleen Kuhn, it came out. To me, if not the greatest, most certainly in the top 3 Irish films of all time.
Yeah,
On
it's
Colleen
amazing.
Kuhn.
One of the most powerful films I have ever
It's
seen.
an amazing watch, isn't it?
Yeah, I cried, Sean.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God.
It pulls the emotional heartstrings.
It's an incredible piece of art.
Wow. Okay.
And I felt what I'm not ragging on Banshees because of that. What I was so let down on is that the small independent, not because they're Irish, the small independent movie that was made with such craft.
Was outshone nearly.
But Sean, you can come in this.
Yeah.
That should have went for best international movie because of the Irish in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Oren,
amazing.
when you see this film, it's
You'll love it.
mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I think you will like it.
Yeah.
On Colleen Kuhn. To be
Colleen
honest,
Kuhn.
I haven't even heard of it.
They've actually
Which is
made
crazy.
English dubbed version, and they call it like a quiet girl, like the quiet girl.
Okay.
That's how popular it got.
Yeah. Wow. And
Yeah.
it was made the same year.
The same month, you said.
Yeah.
I didn't
Same
know
month.
that.
It was released pretty
Same
much same
month.
month.
Where did you see it? Did you see it in the cinema?
I saw it
I went
at
to
home.
see it in Athlone.
Oh,
Wow.
in the cinema.
In the cinema.
Okay.
And you could hear people crying.
Right.
It's so, Sean, come in this. It, to me, as an 80s child, as a sort of an 80s, when I was a 70s baby, 80s child, the craft that's gone into, you get this, Sean, the house,
Yeah, it's just
the plates,
So it was set
the
in
knives
the
and
80s.
forks.
Yeah.
the car. There's only a couple of cars, but it's phenomenal.
Everything.
Like I can't
Attention to
relate to
detail.
that time
Yeah.
in my life, but you can see the nostalgia coming
Yes.
through the screen. From photos you see from back in the 80s, whatever. It's just
And Oren, I'm so passionate about you. Sean can come in on this again. You're talking about acting.
yeah.
This young girl,
Brilliant.
What
Is
age
she?
is she? She's only
about 8 or 9 in it.
yeah. She's
Wow.
Yeah.
And she's the main.
And it's saying a lot through images and camera work. It's
Yes.
saying a lot without saying too much. Like I had to Google it. But yeah, I'm telling you, there's a scene at the end where you are I won't even give it away.
No,
but
you
Sean knows
just
what I'm
watch
talking.
it.
You're
You
just
need to
going,
watch it.
go on.
Yeah,
Class. Well, you've kind of given us an overrated and an underrated there.
I have, yeah.
But is there anything else you'd like to throw in for underrated too? Something that you enjoyed but didn't maybe get the acknowledgement or didn't get the same praise at least.
I'm the same as you. It takes. I hate saying this I'm not a movie buff, but it takes a lot for me going to cinema now because I can't justify going in. It's not
There's a
the
lot
money.
of-
It's just
yeah.
so many movies are average and below
That's
average.
the thing.
Well,
And I drift away from
it can
them.
be the money as well, because it's a lot to go to the cinema when you can put on a movie for free, a great movie for free at home.
Yeah.
When you think you're going to be spending 15 and
It's 16, it's 15
for a ticket, and
Then you get
then
the popcorn
to
and
get your
drinks.
popcorn. Let's say you're nearly to go to €25 to watch something that may or may not be good. It's a risk, to be honest, and you can completely understand why some people. It's an expensive risk in this day and age.
I recommend the Omnipass though. It's very
The
good.
Omnipass is
Seven-
what?
Good.
17 a month, and then you can watch
Anything you
unlimited
want.
movies for the entire month. So if you watch one movie, you get your money back straight away.
Well, you know what? And sorry, Oren, I can't think of anything at the moment.
That's all right. We
But
got
you know
the
what?
phone
We
off
can end it.
anyways.
We can end it on. I don't know what time is it. Oren?
Yeah,
we can end it on a very positive note. No one should poo-poo the idea of going into cinema. Cinema is still
And
a
it's still
wonderful
brilliant.
experience.
Yeah.
So bad. we keep
And
saying.
to be fair to, I'm giving a shout out to Longford, Roscommon, Athlone are the ones I go to. The people are great that work there. The place is clean. The sound is perfect.
Yeah.
The screens are perfect. And the seats now were absolutely
You can lie
spoiled.
back.
Yes.
So you can lie
it is
back.
brilliant, yeah.
And I, for one, coming off the Odyssey yesterday, you know, and I've said this to you privately, not in any way to take my phone out, was testament to the cinema itself and the colour and the noise, but also to Nolan. But still, I would never have got that experience looking at it.
Never.
It doesn't matter.
Not in a million years.
Sometimes you need to go cinema, and I think
Yeah.
it's still a brilliant place to go. And I love your passion for it, lads, and keep it
Appreciate
up.
it.
Definitely, and we'll finish off with just like you were saying about when you went to see The Exorcist in London on Halloween night. When you go to the cinema, when you have a good experience in cinema like that, you nearly remember that whole day for
Yeah.
the rest of your life.
Like
You
us
remember what you
out
did.
Friday,
Yeah,
it's
you
just-
remember what you did before you went to the cinema that day. Like you could give us in detail the time it was on. It was on Halloween night.
Yep.
You know, these are things, so they stick with you. A good cinema experience will stick with you for your life. And like that was years ago that you did that. That you went to see that movie.
Yeah.
So there you go. And that's why it is always worth it to go to the cinema and to enjoy something. Yes, you can go in, you can see some crap sometimes. But look, it is what it is. If you think you're going to like a film and you want to go see it,
Go try it.
it's definitely worth it.
100%.
Yes,
Going
it
to the
is.
cinema sooner than wait until it's on Netflix or trying to find it on a dodgy website that has Japanese subtitles for
Well
no
said.
reason
No,
or
well
anything
said,
like that.
Owen, yeah.
Go to the cinema. Go on your own. That's another thing.
Support local as well,
Yes,
like.
absolutely.
Support local, yeah.
100%.
And if you do, we mentioned 2 movies there. If you do get a chance, if you find backrooms in a cinema, go see it in the cinema. It does it justice. It's a wide, expansive movie, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And go and see Obsession too.
100%.
Because there's a lot going on in the corners
Yeah.
of his camera work. I was looking at a little documentary about some of his shots. Little bit like Hereditary. There's a little bit going on in the corners there, and you need to be going to cinema.
Brilliant. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we'll be back soon.
Thanks.